Hi, welcome back. Today, we'll share a hilarious tale. Pierce guessed the two would go to Lingen after leaving, so he told her to seduce Edmund and had the editor film it. Meanwhile, Jack found out that their driver was a cop. Turns out, this driver was once partnered with Oi before getting kicked out of the police department, and they investigated the case together 12 years ago. Pierce used verification to threaten others, but oddly, he was later released for lack of evidence, with Captain Smith now in charge overseeing the case. Jack made the decision to go and see Captain Smith with the intention of inquiring about any concealed secret behind the past case, only to discover that Smith was, in fact, the mastermind behind it all. Following the case that took place 12 years ago, Smith, Oi, and the driver also forged friendships with Pierce. The name that Jack brought up just before his death left Smith feeling extremely uneasy. He feared that Rollo Thomas could be the key witness to expose him, so after declaring that Jack was shot in the park, he kept Edmund in the office for questioning. Little did he anticipate that, prior to his death, Jack had set a trap for him, as the inspection records clearly confirmed the demise of a VIP. The name is Rollo Thomas. Have you heard of it? No, never heard of it. Upon hearing this name, Edmund instantly grasped the truth. It was a name he had only shared with Jack. Obviously, Jack was silenced by Smith, who decided to take out Edmund to prevent any complications. He called Bud to a gangster dealing hot. The editor, suspected of involvement, was tied up, and Smith made him disclose Edmund and Lingen's link. Once Bud learned of Edmund and Lingen's relationship, he couldn't sit still, storming off to check out the editor's trunk, turning the whole thing into a dramatic scene. This was all a trap set by Smith, intending to use Bud's hands to deal with Edmund. Bud was misled while Lingen remained blameless. He was egged on by Pierce, thinking he was helping, only to end up as someone else's pawn. What a twist. By now, Bud had strayed from his path. After striking Lingen, he vowed to settle scores with Edmund. Edmund then learned the driver's identity via the corner and grasped the truth. Surprisingly enough, Bud just happened to burst in, making this a shocking revelation. The plot development is really hard to believe, haha. By the way, did I take a photo of you? Right. After I've given vent to my anger, my mood is no longer down. Bud calmed down, opened his eyes, and realized he fell for Smith's trap, exchanging clues with Edmund. They slowly pieced together the truth. Smith sent Oi and the driver to take out the gang boss underlings and snide some drugs along the way. Unexpectedly, Oi and the driver squabbled over the drugs, leading to the driver's demise. When Smith caught wind of this, he dispatched someone to assassinate Oi and frame those three black guys for it. Two police officers Jack and Edmund encountered before were obviously agents of Smith as the conspiracy slowly unfolded. They were there to frame the Black brothers, even placing a shotgun in their car. During the capture, they intended to shoot Edmund on the spot, but he managed to stop them. Subtitle: subsequently, the three black individuals managed to escape from the police station, a move that was clearly orchestrated by Smith, with the truth remaining concealed solely within the hearts of those two individuals. But now they had no leads on that celebrity case, so they decided to track down the intimidated prosecutor. But the prosecutor not only refused to cooperate, he started rambling, and ultimately spilled everything due to sheer fear. After crime boss Mickey's arrest, Smith and Pierce aimed to control LA gangs. They threatened him with the prosecutor scandals to help them take over the gang business, and it was overheard by the very celebrity. So, Smith just went ahead and killed the celebrity to silence him. Talk about ruthless. Pierce had been blackmailing government officials using testimonies, while Smith dealt with outside gangs, clearly planning to become the Emperor of Lost. With the prosecutor's testimony in hand, they headed to Pierce's house to apprehend him. They were too late. Pierce had already been silenced by Smith, who left behind a forged confession. All the charges were pinned on Pierce, and Jack and Edmund quickly realized that Lingen could be in danger. They immediately sent colleagues to protect Lingen, while Bud, feeling guilty for his earlier actions, hesitated to approach her. So he instructed Edmund to inquire with Lingen, while he himself went to seek out the editor-in-chief of the false report, only to unexpectedly find that the editor had already been silenced. Then Smith lured Edmund and Bud to a small grave where they deal with outside gangs, clearly a trap. They thought they'd catch their enemies, but instead found themselves surrounded by gang members. The suspense is real. Smith appeared unfazed, believing that since all those in the know were dead, everything was under their control. He invited Edmund to team up and collectively rule over Los Angeles underbelly and the law. With that, Smith strolled out, full of himself, sure that Edmund would jump at the offer. Ultimately, no one would refuse wealth and rank, but he underestimated Edmund's firm determination. Edmund wouldn't let Rollo Thomas, whom he worked so hard to find, go he had changed so much. He once vowed never to resort to torture, yet now he had become just that, talk about a transformation. If you can't change your environment, then you just have to adapt. Back at the precinct, Edmund exposed Smith and Pierce's conspiracy. This caused shockwaves among the higher-ups. With such grave events occurring in the LAPD, it was hard to fathom. The public sentiment was simply beyond imagination, and all they wanted now was to minimize the repercussions. Owing to Edmund's perjured testimony, Smith was hailed as the hero, and he was awarded yet another medal. Ling Yun arrived in the county to face the situation, but sadly lost someone precious. Don't forget to subscribe. Protests during this time have been nothing short of a roller coaster ride. Looking forward to your company.